Good Friday morning, church. We're glad you're with us today. Pastor?
It's fall break.
Fall break
Hey,
is
if you
here.
guys are traveling, somewhere be safe, praying for you. Have a great time with your family. Get some rest as well. But just have a safe time over fall break. Well deserved.
That's right. The week ahead coming, though, on Sunday
Looking
morning,
forward
our
to it.
9 a.m. Connect Hour. If you've not been connected, connect this week. Just come to our steeple entrance, go right to the Connect Center. Somebody will get you to the class you need to go to, all the way from preschool to adults. Connect this week. Immediately following that is our worship service, and we're still in our series, Spirit and Truth.
Spirit and Truth. Yeah, talk about Connect groups here real quick. I just did some research the other day with some of our facts or our friends, and we've had well over 200 people make a connection with us in Connect groups over the last few months. So that is encouraging growth.
Encouraging.
So Connect groups do make a difference. But as far as worship coming up this weekend in person, you're going to be able to hear the message, When My Promise Is to Love God. It's based out of John chapter 12. Fascinating story. Jackson Moser, who is our campus pastor at Kirkwood, is going to preach for me here this Sunday, so pray for Jackson. Josh Underwood's going to preach for him at Kirkwood this Sunday. Want to pray for him.
Yes.
But it's in the Spirit and Truth series. It's going to be a solid message, and you don't want to miss that. So we encourage you to pray for Jackson as he stands in the pulpit on Sunday morning. For those who are going to be watching with us online this week, you're going to be able to see the message, When My Plan Is to Trust God. It was based out of 2 Chronicles chapter 20. A fascinating story. I would encourage you to read the entire chapter to see how God unfolds that. But how many of us have been to that place? God, we just don't know what to do, but our eyes are upon you. That's a great place to be. So we encourage you to worship with us in person or online. Thank you for being faithful. Again, tithes and offerings, we encourage you to be faithful there. This week, the stewardship story you're going to hear is from the Massa family. What a wonderful family. Very much devoted to our church and serving, but they're going to share the benefits and the joy of them for giving, being faithful to the Lord. And that's leading us up to October the 23rd is our major emphasis, Stewardship Sunday that day. And we'll keep talking about that. But thank you for giving your lives, but also thank you for giving your tithes and offerings. And so, John Mark, by the way, too, I was encouraged last Wednesday night that we were able to baptize 2 young men from Adult and Teen Challenge.
Yes, we got to go back out
We
there.
did on Wednesday.
And I led worship, and you brought a message at their morning chapel time out there on Wednesday morning. We had 2 young men come to Christ.
And they didn't want to delay on being
did
baptized.
not want to hesitate.
So we made it happen Wednesday night.
Amen.
But people are still being saved, and baptisms are happening. So thank you so much. Also coming up, John Mark, Christmas time, but we're fall break, but we're talking about Christmas. It's a great box. It's filled with some good stuff.
That is. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Operation Christmas Child is here. We've talked about this already, but you can pick up your box in the concourse just next to our steeple landing area. Pick that up. We want to have that back by
November 13th.
November 13th. There you go.
That's right.
Thank you. I knew you were here for a reason. Thank you for being here.
That's right.
But yes, have that back by November the 13th. And also, this group, they not only send the gifts that are in here, but they send the gospel around the world.
Yeah, before this is ever sent overseas to a boy or girl, they're going to put the gospel message in there, and that way the gospel is going to be shared literally all over the world, thousands upon thousands of times. So you can get a box, several boxes, fill it up, bring them back November 13th, and we will get those to the right place.
That's right.
Talking about fall break, I know this week, coming up on fall break during the week, Wednesday night, there's no evening meal Wednesday night. There are no preschool kids or student ministries Wednesday night, no choir. But we are having a Bible study in the worship center Wednesday night. Pat Van Dyke, who does a great job, is going to be leading that. So if you're in town and you want to be here in church that night and gather with your church family for a fellowship and Bible study, we encourage you to be here 6 o'clock Wednesday night. Grace Worship Center. Pat will do a good job leading that Bible study. And if you're in town, we hope you will be here. Also, something else that's so important in the life of our church, people who serve, but specifically deacons. Deacons are servants. They're partners in ministry. We couldn't do what we do in ministry if we didn't have people around us. Deacons do that. We meet with them every month. We serve in various ways with them. But you're going to be able to nominate godly men to serve as deacons here at First Baptist Church. Starting October the 16th, so you'll have the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th. You can nominate men to serve as deacons. We're going to have some nomination forms out there in the concourse area.
They'll be spread around the foyer. You can fill those out, drop them in the box there, and you can do that like Pastor said, those 3 weeks.
And we encourage you to pray through that. when you see men, you think, that particular man just lives a godly life, and he loves his family and is committed here at church. Those are the kind of guys you want to nominate. So I encourage you to pray about that, make some nominations, and then our deacon nominating team will look through those. And coming up in December, we'll be able to affirm those men who will become deacons here at First Baptist Church in December the 11th, I think it is. But you have an opportunity to nominate those men coming up. So thank you for being engaged in the fellowship of the church. Whether it's selecting deacons or worshiping or being in a connect group or giving, serving, you're making a difference. Thank you for doing that. John Mark, on this Friday, we're going to sing I Will Praise You. Great song. We want to praise him every day.
What a worship song. And it kind of ties into your online message. In the promise and in the pain.
Right. That's right.
We're going to worship every day, church. So
right.
Let's turn our hearts and minds to Jesus and worship him. And we will see you Sunday.
Before I knew the cross you carried, and now free at last, I freely give as I've been given. For everything you've done, and everything to come, I will praise you, live to glorify your name, forever anthem your acclaim. Lord, I will sing your praise. Should words fall short, may they fall in honest worship, till all I am breaks in reverence at your feet. For everything you've done, and everything to come, I will praise you, live to glorify your name, forever anthem your acclaim. Lord, I will sing your praise, and I will praise you in the promise and the pain, for as long as life remains, still I will sing your praise. With the first and last, the Alpha and Omega, God the great I am, who was and is to come, Almighty One, blessed Father, Son, and Spirit, God Emmanuel is with us, here and now and then, forevermore. You rule in love, you reign in peace, you set me free, you are Yeah.